Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today, when this video debuts, it will almost be officially 8 months of kind of this round of me on Tirzepatide. Overall, the journey has been about 2.5 years so far, and that's me going on and off, trying the name brand, and then getting off, and then trying compounded, getting off, taking a break, and whatnot. It's been 2.5 years since then. And one of the biggest lessons that I've learned is that the scale doesn't tell the whole story. So in this video, I'm gonna be explaining to you guys what has changed physically, emotionally, mentally over the past 8 months and overall in my journey in the past 2.5 years. And to celebrate, I have partnered with RENPHO, and they have kindly sent me an extra of one of my favorite progress tracking tools to give away to one of you guys. And this tracking tool, or it's a tape measure, it's something that has helped me stop kind of obsess over the scale, but I'll talk a little bit more about that later and show you how to enter the giveaway a little bit later. So if you're new here, welcome, and if you already know my story, this is kind of going to be a little bit of a repeat, but grab your hot protein coffee and settle in. So about 2.5 years ago, I gave birth to my second child, my daughter. So she's 2.5 right now. And I knew that I was at my highest weight I had ever been. It was 215 pounds. And I knew I needed to change something. So I said, I'm going to give myself a month to kind of really track my calories and start walking every day. We have a treadmill, we have a bike here, like a stationary bike. And I did that for 30 days. And I knew I had a primary care doctor appointment coming up kind of at the end of those 30 days. So I was like, all right, let me try this out for 30 days, see what happens, see if I need to talk to my doctor about anything. Because during that whole time I had, obviously we all hear about Ozempic and, the GLP-1s, weight loss drugs. So it was already kind of in my mind a little bit. So 30 days comes and goes, and I am walking on the treadmill every day for 30 minutes, tracking my calories through one of the plethora of calorie tracking apps that I had on my phone. And I had not only not lost weight, but I actually gained a pound. So I went into my doctor's appointment knowing full well that I was straight up going to ask her about GLP-1s and the weight loss medication. She was fully on board. She was like, you tried it, it didn't work, something else needs to change. You need just a little bit more help. You need another tool in your toolbox. So she was fully on board. I got the prescription for zepbound, name brand zepbound, and my insurance fully covered it, 100%. I paid $0 walking in and out of the pharmacy every month. So that was June of 2024, and I did that until January 2025, and then I got the dreaded letter from the insurance company that they were no longer covering weight loss medications at all, in any form, for any diagnosis, for any reason. So that was heartbreaking. I felt like I was, kind of getting one over on the system a little bit with paying $0, but the time has come and it ended. So then I started looking into compounds. I took about a 3-month break just to, kind of get off of it and just do a little bit more in-depth research, because I was just a little bit scared about, getting off name brand and going to a compound. You hear all the horror stories and everything. But then I ended up going on a compound I did semaglutide through my local pharmacy here. They had teamed up with another local compounding pharmacy. And I was like, all right, let me try semaglutide, which is like Ozempic, because I did zepbound, that worked amazing. Let me see if I can do semaglutide and it'll be cheaper. I did that for 6 months and lost 0 pounds. My body just did not like it. So I took a little bit of a break, and then a couple months later, I found an online compound pharmacy that was LEMD. Then I started on Tirzepatide, which is compounded Tirzepatide. So I did that. I realized they were just a little bit too expensive. Then I started doing a little bit more research about other compounding pharmacies, and now I have landed on Gobi Meds. And all throughout the process, I've never had, issues with the medications, issues with shipping, any of that. So I've just been kind of dabbling around and trying all these different pharmacies just to see if I like one better than the other, see if one is worth the money or not worth the money, or can save me money here, save me money there. So I've just been kind of very nonchalant about it. I mean, it's nothing to stress about, really. If you want to drop one and go to another and try that one, who says you can't? This is a free market. Capitalism, right? So anyway, getting back to the point, sorry, my squirrel brain, I have not finished my coffee yet. What has changed so far in the past 8 months, but also just in the grand scheme of things, the past 2.5 years? First and foremost is the food noise. I mean, honestly, this is the biggest change. This is going to be the biggest change probably for anyone that gets on a GLP-1, because if you have made that decision, which is a big, medical decision to inject yourself with these medications, you are looking for some type of mental relief, and that is what it is. It's like a weight lifting off of your brain, not even off your shoulders, but off of your brain. You feel this freedom that you never had before. Because honestly, I forget how exhausting food noise used to be because it's no longer there for me. And now I can eat and feel satisfied and move on with my day. And that just amazes me still. Another thing that has changed overall is my view on portion sizes. I think my relationship with food is just healthier, for lack of a better term, healthier in general, and I don't feel the need to clean my plate anymore, or I don't feel guilty about not cleaning my plate or finishing my meal. Like, I stop when I'm full. And that just, it feels strange sometimes still, just because I spent decades, my entire life, eat all your food, or feeling guilty, wasting food or putting food on your plate, like serving yourself, from something and you put too much. But I let go of that guilt. Another thing that has changed is my energy. And I think this has definitely improved over time. This could also just be a season of life that I'm in with a 4.5-year-old and a 2.5-year-old. Fellow little kid, toddler parents, if you know what I'm talking about. The first couple months were rough, I would say, getting adjusted to this medication. And I've actually in the middle of creating an entire parenthood, motherhood, GLP-1 series. It's like a 3-part series I want to do. I will link one of the videos above or the playlist above if I have it already uploaded. Because this is a different type of challenge, I think. If you have little kids, if you have kids and you're on this journey, you have an extra little curveball thrown in that other people don't. And there are still days where I am exhausted and I am tired, but the kids their energy level is at 100 and you're at 40, and you somehow have to keep them alive, But if I make sure that I'm staying on top of my protein and my hydration, then my energy levels stay consistent. And the last thing that has changed, which I don't know, this might sound bad, but my confidence. It definitely has taken more mental work to get there. But I think actually using this kind of YouTube channel as a form of therapy, and doing try-on hauls and putting myself on the internet in a bathing suit, I would never have done that before, first of all. But just wanting to show people how clothes fit differently and how kind of there is light at the end of the tunnel, even though I'm definitely not at my goal weight yet, or I'm not skinny by any means. Just kind of being more confident about being in my own skin. That kind of, it has taken me by surprise, not even in the last 8 months, but just in the last couple months for sure. I walk into a room and I immediately don't worry about how I look, or I like seeing myself in photos when we go on vacation now. I'm the one, instead of offering to take the picture, I'm asking people to take pictures of us and me. Feeling more comfortable on camera in general, especially recording these videos and then editing them, which is, just watching myself for hours back on my computer every day. That confidence level is just something that I didn't really expect. But I also want to be honest that, nobody's perfect, and I definitely have not been perfect on this journey for sure. For example, last week we went to Disney World. Do you think I got my protein goals in? Do you think I even cared about getting protein in? No. First of all, that's vacation. I'm not worried about dieting or getting protein in. I mean, I definitely had my hydration packets because there was one day at the water park where I felt very faint. I definitely felt my blood pressure drop, and I needed to drink a hydration packet for sure. But that's a totally different issue. But overall in the journey, like, I'm just living life. Again, I have a 4.5-year-old and a 2.5-year-old. I'm not worried about, you know, going hard and meal prepping every week. Some weeks we are just surviving on like leftover pasta and a DoorDash meal. Like, if my kid says he wants Wendy's chicken nuggets for dinner, okay, fine, I'll give in to that. And guess what? I'm getting Wendy's too for dinner then. So be it. Some weeks I lose 2 pounds in a week. Some weeks the scale doesn't move. Weight loss, I've learned, is not linear and will not be linear your entire life. But that's why I try and focus on my changing habits versus chasing a number on a scale every week. And one thing I definitely haven't been perfect about is doing my measurements with the tape measure. I was pretty good about this in the beginning. I used this like old version of the RENPHO tape measure. But then sometime last year, I want to say, the battery died, and it's like this, I don't even know. I think it's like a C-cell battery. It's like one of those button batteries, and we don't have those in the house, so I never got around to replacing it, and then the wheels of the wagon just fell off, and I just stopped doing my body measurements overall. So I wish I had continued to do that, because then I could really see probably the last year of really how much more my body has changed, more so than just a number on the scale. Because I definitely know, like, my clothes fit differently, my arms feel smaller, my hips feel smaller, my stomach feels smaller, and to have those numbers in my app, in the RENPHO app, to back it up, I think would have been nice. But when RENPHO reached out and wanted to partner up with me for this video, they kindly sent me their upgraded version of their tape measure. Luckily, this one takes 3 AAA batteries, and we have those always in our house because of the toys for the little kids. So this one is digital, and it obviously connects to the RENPHO app, so everything will be in there. And I have started to take my measurements again. But the main reason I'm such a big proponent of doing the digital tape measure is that you can track your progress, and you can see the changes in the app and on the tape measure, even if the number on the scale doesn't change. So if I could go back and tell myself one thing, it would just be, don't rush. You're not going to get instant results from this journey. Don't compare yourself to others, especially on social media these days. Instead, you're looking for a lifestyle, to get into a lifestyle that will become sustainable. Protein matters, hydration matters, daily movement matters. No matter how you do it, daily movement matters. Strength training matters. Your sleep matters. And of course this medication helps, but the daily habits, the work that you are putting in and day out, is going to make the biggest difference. So now for the fun part. Since this video is a celebration of around 8 months of me restarting on my journey, and 2.5 years of me on this journey overall, I wanted to say thank you for your support by giving away one of these RENPHO Smart Tape Measures. Again, RENPHO has sent me an extra one to kindly gift to one of you guys. So thank you to RENPHO. Now, when you use this in conjunction with the RENPHO MorphoScan Smart Scale, I did an entire review video about that one. I will link it above. Oh my gosh. When you use these combined, the amount of data that you're going to have about your body and the inside of your body is probably more data than you ever wanted to know in your entire life. About your bone mass and your muscle mass and your water ratio and like all of these things. But it's so helpful to track your measurements on the outside of your body, and the MorphoScan scale tracks all your measurements on the inside of your body that you can't really see. So you're getting just that whole picture view. Honestly, just having both of them in your wheelhouse is just like the best combination. Because remember that weight loss isn't the only measurement of success, right? You have inches lost, your clothes fit better, body recomposition. All of those victories deserve to be celebrated too. So here's how to enter. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel below, like this video, and leave a comment below answering the question, what's one non-scale victory that you've experienced on your GLP-1 or weight loss journey, or one that you're hoping and can't wait to experience? For example, you can say, you know, like more energy, you know, taking longer walk, your blood labs, like blood results are better. I have noticed that sitting on a plane, like I take up less room in the plane seat, like the seat cushion itself. Non-scale victory. So this giveaway will run from the time that I post this video, which will be July 27th at 11 a.m. for 7 days, so 1 week, until August 3rd at 11:59 p.m. That's Eastern Standard Time because I'm in Pennsylvania. I will randomly choose one winner from the comments, and make sure that you're subscribed and you liked this video, and I will announce them via my community tab, and I will also get in touch with you. Like I will respond to your comment and ask you to email me, and we'll go from there. This giveaway is open to USA residents only because I will have to ship the measuring tape to you, and it is not endorsed or sponsored by Amazon or YouTube. So if you've watched my videos from the beginning of this channel, thank you. Your comments, your encouragement, and your support, even not just for me, but for each other in the comments, means so much to me. I mean, it means more than you know, I think. And if you're just getting started on a GLP-1 or just about to start on a GLP-1, I hope this video reminds you that progress doesn't have to be perfect. Keep showing up, keep taking care of yourself, and celebrate every small victory along the way. So if you've enjoyed today's video, don't forget to give it a like, subscribe to see my future stuff, and you can check out my other GLP-1 videos. I have tons of tips, product recommendations, and, you know, just everything that I've learned along the way, I am just putting out on the internet for you guys to have as well. So thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.